realization concept. Yeah. So now tell me, my dear friends, what do you mean by realization concept? Anyone? Yeah.
It deals with incomes.
Sorry, that and all, sir. BCom student ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ BCom ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನೇ ಹಂಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿಸಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರೆಯೋ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ? ಹಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಸಿ ಎ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಯುವರ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಡಿಬಲ್ ಮಾ.
Revenue receipts and capital receipts.
No. Yes. Naveen.
So it says that the income should not be pre-recorded.
It should not be pre-recorded.
Means which receivables should not be recorded before receiving it, but expenses can be recorded.
That is conservatism concept, no? Correct, no? Anticipated income should not be recorded and anticipated expenses can be recorded. So the conservatism concept thane. Okay, write down. So realization concept. So here my difference for hint. What is a hint here? Deals with income. Deals with income. Yeah, write down. Write down. As per realization concept. As per realization concepts, incomes should be recognized only when they are actually realized or right to receive is established. Right to receive is established. Are you understanding slowly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as per realization concept, my difference, it deals with income. So actually it is not in a material like this. Somewhere you would have said, so realization means it deals with asset realization. It has to be recorded at realizable value. This no, that is not the internal meaning. So here realization concept means, my difference, it deals with what? It deals with incomes. So now let us connect the dots. Let's connect the dots, my dear friends. Now, what do you mean by accrual concept, my dear friends? What do you mean by accrual concept? All outstandings has to be recognized. Okay. So in order to explain you properly, to show the clear picture, let me tell you what is as per going concern. What it mean? Going concern.
There is no end of that.
The life of the business is enduring. Yeah, let it be. Now, in that life, what is as per periodicity concept? The life has to be segregated into period. Correct?
Evaluation.
Yeah. So this is going concern. Out of that, so in order to evaluate the performance of the business, I have to segregate into period. This is what periodicity concept. Yes or no? Yeah. Now in this period, so what is matching concept?
Incomes and expenditures of the
incomes and expenditures has to be matched along with this period. That means matching concept. So here I said incomes and expenses, correct? Incomes and
Yes, sir.
expenses. Expenses if it's a P&L. Now income means received, expenses means paid, correct? Correct? So but here for this period, my difference, if it is belongs to cutoff is this. So for this period sometimes you may pay in the next period or not. That means for example March month rent, when you will pay? April, no? So that means since it
Yes,
is
sir.
not paid, you should not book as a expense. It is not that period expense. No, that means if it is a 12-month period, means from here to here, if it is a 12-month period, means for that 12-month, what are expenditures are there, you have to consider or not? Correct? So for this income and expenditure, whatever is there, everything you have to consider. So here up to 11 month I have paid, 11 month I have paid, but only 1 month is outstanding or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you include in my presentation or in my preparation of financial statement, that 1 month if you include, then only it is 12 month, otherwise it's 11 month, which is wrong or not?
Yes, sir.
Correct? So therefore here, so what accrual concept, here only accrual concept will come into picture. Accrual concept. So that means in this only, not only received, so received plus receivable, that is outstanding. So here receivable means I'm talking about income. Are you understanding slowly?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
like this paid plus payable, outstanding payable, both has to be included, then only so your 12-month period is covered. So then what you get, net profit is correct. Are you understanding slowly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now my dear friends, look out. Now my other face. Are you seeing my face? Other face. Could you able to see? Okay, leave it. You don't like to see my face. Fine. Yeah. Accrual concept says what? All outstandings has to be recorded. All outstandings should consider. Should consider. Yes or no? All outstandings should consider. Correct? But in this, two parts are there. One is expense outstanding. Another one is income outstanding. All outstandings should be considered for accounting period. Accounting period means as per periodicity concept. Yeah. So here, my dear friends, expense outstanding you can consider. You don't have any doubt. Expense means you can consider here. If it is expense outstanding, you can consider. Correct? But if it is income outstanding is there, for that only checkpoint. For this only realization concept will apply. Realization concept. Are you understanding slowly?
Yes, sir.
So for expense outstanding, just accrual, that's all. Accrual concept what says? All outstanding has to be considered. Therefore, outstanding expense is there. Okay, proceed, consider. That's all. But if it is income outstanding is there, wait. So accrual concept says, yeah, if it is income is, if everything, it's like political party, politicians, no? Politician party, what they say, array in my area, it has to be done. So that's all over. Do it. But when the bill is going to passing, then only they will ask all the criteria or not. Checkpoint.
Yes, sir.
Whether it is possible or not. So then only collector will analyze and he will order. So what to do? Political party means for the political game they will say this I will do, that I will do, everything I will do. That's all. That is what accrual. But when it comes for income, so no, accrual, not only accrual concept. You have to take the realization concept help. So realization concept will overrule accrual concept. Are you understanding slowly? Yeah. Here it says, my dear friends, look out. If it is income means please wait. Please wait, because left to right don't consider. If you have realized in cash, that is if it is income is already realized, then book it as an income. Correct? If it is outstanding is there, check out whether it is right to receive is established. Right to receive is established. Then only you can book it as an income. Suppose if right to receive is not established, then it is uncertain or not? If right to receive is not established, it is uncertain. If there is uncertainty, then there may be a default of not receiving the income. Correct? That means just imagine, without receiving income, suppose if you have booked 10 lakh as an income, Correct? So that means to that extent your net profit will increase or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. So now on that net profit you have to pay tax or not?
Yes, sir.
So in order to pay tax you require bank balance or not?
Yes, sir.
Without receiving money, where will be the cash balance? If you don't pay, again penal prosecutions will apply or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And moreover, since net profit is there, the expectation of the shareholders will be high for the dividend or not?
Yes, sir.
If you showing profit and if you don't pay the dividend, then again it will be miscommunication and again it will be misleading to the understanding to the stakeholders or not?
Yes, sir.
So that means, my dear friends, so because of that, what happens? Suppose if the business is earning profit, just if you are showing a high profit, but you are not paying the dividend, that means what will be the opinion of the shareholders? Array, using our money, they are looting, they are making so much of profit, but they are not distributing the money. So that means something fraud is going on. That means they are not paying us out of our money, they are earning and they are looting. They are not paying dividend. Like this, wrong rumor will spread or not?
Yes, sir.
So because of wrong rumor, what will happen? Shareholders will start selling their shares in a share market or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So commerce students, you would have studied economics in our PUC. Any students? Economics, business economics?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those who have studied. So for them, so one chapter was there, law of elasticity of demand and supply. Yeah. So that means whenever in a market, my difference, when supply is high, what will happen to price?
Will decrease.
More.
Yeah. Price will fall. When supply is high, price will fall.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then if when supply is high, what will happen to demand? Demand will fall. Clear? So when supply is high, demand and price will fall. Correct? When supply is less, demand and price will high. It will be contrast. Correct? So now when all the shareholders started selling their share certificate, what will happen to market in a market about the share price? It will fall. That means your wealth maximization concept will affect or not?
Yes, sir.
So finally, suppose if negative impact has been started, finally it may affect your going concern assumption or not?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, whenever you touch income, there is a checkpoint. Are you understanding? So for expenditure, suppose even if it is outstanding expenditure or possible expenditure, if you take also, it is possible because suppose next year if you want to incur expenditure for that out of current year profit itself, if you reserve the money, it is like savings of money in order to meet that expenditure. No. So that means that is in order to help or in order to safeguard your going concern assumption. That means in the future, suppose if any contingency or if suddenly if such expenditure comes, you have to meet that expenditure or not. For that, if you have reserved the money, when that situation comes, you can meet that expenditure so that your business will run smooth, so that your business continuity will be there. That is going concern assumption will be safeguarded if you have reserved the money for expenditure. But without earning, if you book the expenditure, if you book as an income, what will happen? It will affect going concern assumption or not? Correct? So therefore, realization concept says, my dear friends, as per accrual concept, it says all outstandings has to be recorded. All outstandings has to be recorded. But there is a checklist. As per realization concept, what it says? So for that period,
Income should be
as per accrual concept, all outstanding should be recorded. Out of that, income also there. But when it is income, please hold on. Don't rush up. For income, I will say something. So that is what, when incomes are there, it has to be recognized only when they are actually realized, or at least right to receive is established. Then only book it as an income. Otherwise, don't book. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now look out. So credit sales. Credit sales means goods sold on credit. Uday, అర్థమవుతుందా credit sale అంటే? Yeah. So sales, it has been given as a credit. Now tell me, is cash is collected?
No, sir.
No, but
No,
you will
sir.
book it as an income or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So income for the period. Reason?
Because you have sold the
Right to receive.
Sorry.
we have already sold the goods and we have the right to receive.
So because risk and reward, that is a title. Title of the goods has been transferred or not?
Yes, sir.
Risk
Yes,
and
sir.
reward is transferred. Therefore, we have right to receive or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, I will book say credit sales as my income. Clear? Next,
Yes.
so dividend income. Dividend income. So now, with before declaring the dividend, can you book it as income?
No, sir.
No, because company can, suppose if you have make the investment in a company, that company can declare a dividend only when company earns the profit, and if the management intends to declare the dividend, then only you will get the dividend. Are you understanding? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Even if you have made the investment and even company has the profit, if the management does not want to declare the dividend, then you will not receive. So that means if you, in anticipation of company will declare a dividend, and if you book dividend as an income in your P&L, it is like anticipated gain or not. That is, which has not fallen due. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So therefore, so dividend has to be recognized on receipt basis, or right to receive basis. Right to receive. That is, if declared, recognize. If declared, recognize. That means if the company has declared the dividend, then it has to be paid off within 30 days. Therefore, if the company has declared, then it is an income for you or not? Yeah. If company has declared the dividend, then it has to be paid off within 30 days. Therefore, if company has declared, then anyway within 30 days you will get. That time you can pass outstanding entry. See, because right to receive is established. Once company has declared the dividend, it cannot revert back. That means it cannot withdraw the decision. Yeah. So now, so realization concept deals with what?
Income.
Income. So what it says? So as per it has to be linked with what? It has to be linked with
Income outstanding.
accrual concept. Accrual concept. Since it is already mentioned income means, so out of accrual concept you have to take income part. Correct? As per accrual concept it says all income outstanding can be recognized for the period. Correct? If outstanding incomes are there, that you have to recognize. But as per realization concept, so it has to be checklist. It has to be limitation or restriction. What it says? Income should be recognized only when they are actually realized in cash or right to receive is established. Otherwise, don't.
Right to receive.
Yeah. Go to number 7. Excuse me. So what is 7? Concept number 7. Yeah. What is that? Dual aspect. Dual aspect concept. Dual aspect concept. Yeah. So yes, Uday. What is Newton's third law?
Sir.
What is Newton's third law?
For every reaction, there is opposite and equal reaction.
Opposite and equal reaction, correct? Adhe ikkada dual aspect. That means for every transaction, there is one debit and one credit. Correct? So that is suppose expenditure. Suppose if you have incurred the expenditure, so in that expenditure, there is a gain as well as loss or not?
Yes, sir.
That means suppose if you have purchased the goods, so purchase of goods goods inflow, that is goods నీకు వస్తది. In same time cash వెళ్ళిపోతుందా?
Yes, sir.
So that means in a transaction, so there is gain as well as there is loss. Possible?
Yes, sir.
So that's what here we say for each and every transaction. So there is debit aspect as well as debit aspect and corresponding credit aspect. So for every transaction there is a gain as well as loss. Yeah, write down. So as per dual aspect concept, for a transaction means here entry, my dear friends. In each entry, are you understanding? For a transaction means what? Only transaction has to be recorded inside the accounts. Recording in accounts is called as entry. Therefore, for a transaction, there will be debit and credit aspects in entry, that is gain as well as loss. Gain as well as loss. Gain as well as loss. So for as per dual aspect concept, so what is that? For a transaction, there will be debit and credit aspects. Debit and credit aspects in entry, that is gain and loss. Yeah. So debit and credit is derived from Latin words. Latin words. Debit, which means debear. Wait, my difference. It is with not which means debit is derived from word debear, which means loss or expense, and credit is gain or income. Credit is gain or income. Yeah. So using dual aspect concept only, my dear friends, double entry system has been developed. Write down. With the help of dual aspect concept, double entry system of accounting has been developed. Yeah. So write down. Lucas Pacioli is the father of double entry system. Yeah. So with the help of what double entry system has been developed?
Dual aspect concept.
Dual aspect, that means for every transaction, that means for every expenditure or whatever it might be. Suppose if you say income or whatever the expenditure, for everything there is a equivalent and opposite reaction or not. Yeah. So therefore double. So if you have given something, means in return, directly or indirectly, it would have been benefited to you in some way. Correct? So that's what here he said. So Lucas Pacioli was the first person who developed double entry system. Yeah, Lucas Pacioli was the father of a double entry system. So who developed double entry system. Who developed double entry system? Lucas Pacioli is the father of double entry system. So who developed double entry system? So he is the one who developed double entry system. So that means, my dear friends, so in 1494 or in almost in 1494 AD, AD. So first accounting in a double entry system was developed. Before that, normal accounting, Chanakya, this and all, they are the finance ministers. So they were accountants. That's a masterminds. That is different. Yeah. But here, when it comes to what accounting we are studying today, so this accounting is usually what we prepare is a double entry system of accounting. So in this system, so for every debit there is a corresponding credit. Are you understanding slowly? For every debit, what is that? Dual aspect. So therefore, for every transaction there is a corresponding credit. That's what here we say. For every transaction there is a debit and credit aspects. So for every transaction there is a corresponding debit as well as credit. So that system, that this concept was first identified and developed by Lucas Pacioli. For him, so that's what he said. For everything there is giving as well as taking. Simultaneously there will be there. Therefore, it is neither gain neither loss. If you are giving something means you are taking something. So therefore, there is no loss in between. So therefore, both has to match at one context or one situation. So this concept was developed by Lucas Pacioli, my dear friends. So who is Lucas Pacioli?
Father of double entry.
Correct. So
Father of
yeah,
double
can you say who was Lucas Pacioli? What might be his occupation?
The
Who
one
was
who
that?
found out the double entry system.
Yes.
Who developed
double
Yeah, so not that my difference. Suppose if Murli Nagaraj, I'm a teacher, that's fine here. So suppose if I say I'm a Murli Nagaraj, suppose if I am the developer of a double entry system, so is it my business or who am I? I'm a teacher, no? Yeah, like that my difference. Lucas Pacioli is a monk. Who is a?
Teacher,
Monk.
monk.
He was a monk, my dear. That is correct, sir. But actually, he was a monk. So he was a monk in one of the kingdom's dynasty. Yeah. So for his king, my dear friends, he has written a book. So suggesting how the kingdom has to be ruled. So how it has to be done, etc., etc. So in that, in one of the page, he has mentioned that. So for accounting, that means for everything. So there is a gain as well as corresponding loss. That's all he has mentioned. Correct? So that will be the key for accounting. So for everything there is a gain as well as corresponding loss. So that concept was utilized and developed double entry system. Are you understanding slowly?
Yes, so
Yeah. So this is what dual aspect concept. Dual aspect concept. So what is debit means?
loss or expense.
Loss or expense, whatever it might be. Correct? So from which word it has been derived? It has been derived from where? Latin. It has been derived from Latin language. So which has been debere. Debere. Debere means it is a loss or expense. For credit, they have not mentioned anything. So it has been credit. That's all. So separately, it has not been mentioned. It has been gain. Are you understanding?
Yes, so
Yeah. So this is what the dual aspect concept my difference. So what is the eighth concept?
conservatism.
Eighth concept is conservatism. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Conservatism concept or prudence. Yeah, write down. Write down. As per conservatism concept, conservatism, yeah, anticipated. So that means this conservatism concept is not applicable for current year, my dear friends. It is for future, not for current year. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as per conservatism concept, anticipated losses or expenses can be recognized in preparation and presentation of financial statements. In presentation of here current year financial statements. That is for future. Suppose if there is a anticipated losses or expenses, if it is there, so current year itself you can recognize. For that you can reserve the money. Are you understanding slowly?
Sir, repeat it once more, sir. Please.
Yeah. Display. Can you see the display, ma? I have written.
No, I can't see the display.
Why?
Yeah, now I can see. Actually, I couldn't see it from that time.
Array, I have made it visible, ma. So from point of time, it is display is there. Friends, for everyone,
Maybe
display is
my
appearing,
network.
no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I suddenly it was shock for me, my dear friends. Yeah. So as per conservatism concept, anticipated losses or expenses can be recognized in preparation and presentation of current year financial statements.
Yeah.
In preparation and presentation of what? Current
Current
year
year
financial
financial
statements and anticipated incomes and gains not to be recognized. So as per conservatism concept, anticipated losses and gains, anticipated losses and expenditures can be recognized in preparation presentation of financial statements and not the anticipated incomes and gains. Correct? Yeah. So that means for expenditure, my dear friends, for expenditure, so current year, so for expenditure, it is current year expenditure that is already paid, incurred. Correct? Expenditure paid, so payable and for future if it is expected all can be included, all can be, you can take, all you can recognize in a current year. Correct? But income realized, current year means realized or right to receive is established, then only you can recognize. Are you understanding? So for current, friends, yeah. So for current year itself, this one, even if outstanding is there, check out whether right to receive is established or not. Otherwise, not to recognize. Correct? So for future, not at all. Are you understanding slowly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the concept already I have explained. Because so if income is not earned, then if you recognize as an income, it will affect our going concern assumption or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so therefore, so why this income not to be recognized? In order to safeguard, in order to safeguard going concern assumption, that is in order to safeguard fundamental accounting assumption. That means, so based on this concept only, my reference provisions are created. So example, based on conservatism concept, provisions are created. Have you come across provision for doubtful debts, provision for income tax?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are all for next year or not, provision for bad and doubtful debts. In anticipation of next year bad debt, you are reserving the money from current year. You are charging in current year bad debts. Add provision for doubtful debts. You will add in a P&L or not?
Yes, sir.
That means out of profit, you are reserving the money for next year bad debt. That's the meaning. So that is for anticipated loss. Yeah. If anticipated gain, you should not recognize. The reason later I will tell you. So because it will affect going concern. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So next, ninth concept. So tomorrow let us discuss. Ninth one is what? Materiality concept.
Yes, sir.
Materiality concept. So that let us discuss tomorrow. Possible, my dear friends. So two concepts are there and few tail end pieces are there. So tomorrow in first half an hour, this chapter may complete. So thereafter, let's go to third chapter, measurement based and accounting standard in such a way. Yeah. So was the topic was interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes,
Yashasvi
sir.
madam,
Sir,
how was the topics?
it was interesting, sir.
That's what yesterday itself I said. No, tomorrow you will feel the beauty of the subject.
Yes, sir. But many things to keep it in our head, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So has to, since what you have missed there, so just I'm recapping here. That's it. Yeah. So thanks for the session, my dear friends. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. Let us catch you up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. So take care. Be safe. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Sure,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Bye.
Yes.